Okay, good evening, everybody. How we all doing tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, this will be Tekking101 with a new Bleach video. Get used to me saying that in the near future because I don't know if you guys knew this, but October 10th, baby, it's happening, 2022. It took a long time to finally get here. The anime itself ended way back in 2012, right? And then it took like another, 8 years until 2020 when it was announced that it was coming back. And, in the beginning of 2020, right? And we all know about the beginning of 2020. Yeah, we don't talk about the beginning of 2020, right? Actually, we don't talk about all of 2020 in general, right? But there was a light at the end of the tunnel amidst all of that bullshit, and that light was Bleach, okay? And I think we all knew it was going to take a little bit longer because of COVID and everything, so I think it was originally, had COVID not happened in the parallel universe where that didn't occur, we would probably be already at episode, 35 of this, but it's okay, it's whatever. We eventually made it. We made it through. It's almost autumn of 2022 now, October 10th, less than a month away. And to add, frosting on top of the frosting, October 11th, the day after Bleach premieres, we are getting the premiere of Chainsaw Man, the anime. So October is going to be a bloody, gory month. Let me tell you that much, okay? So make sure to watch Bleach. Streaming on Disney Plus, apparently, but they just have the streaming rights to it. So I saw a lot of funny memes that were like, this is Mayuri Kurotsuchi, and you're watching Disney Plus, But no, I'm thinking it's going to air. We already know it's going to air at a later time slot in Japan, and there's going to be a lot of stuff that's uncensored. So there's going to be a lot of blood between this and Chainsaw Man. So anyway, this is the second trailer that came out. We're going to look through it here. I'm not going to play the actual trailer. I'll leave links to that below and in the cards and everything like that. I'm basically just going to go scene by scene here. And we're going to look at some stuff and see how it compares. The first trailer was really good as well, but it pretty much only had scenes from the first episode or two, which I assumed were already finished by the time that trailer came out. Now that this trailer is out, a month out, I don't know if we're going to get another trailer after this. If we do, it's probably going to be a week before if we get anything to hype us up even further. It's happening, next week it's happening or whatever. So let's go through this. We got a lot more stuff animated. I just love, the animation seems so crisp, so clean here. Just looking at this scene, which is not much of a major scene, it's just a bunch of the members of the 12th Division, the Research and Development Division, just typing on computer screens. But just I'll tell you what, the ambient lighting in these trailers, I just love. The extra animation on the Ryatsu, because the Ryatsu always was just like a blue aura that just came off of the Shinigami or whatever. You'll see it later with Yua. There's one scene where there's added magical sparkle effects to it. I don't know, it just looks really clean, okay? So, yes, we start off with this scene here. This is the same scene. This is the very first scene in chapter 480. So this is the first scene that kicks off the Thousand Year Blood War arc, where it opens up with a color spread way back then with Mayuri and the R&D division oh my god, there's so many hollows appearing. What are we going to do? Oh my god, they're appearing all over the place. Captain, what are we doing? And I loved it because Kubo has gone on record before saying that Mayuri is his favorite character ever. He even did a cosplay of Mayuri at one point. And so Mayuri is one of my favorite characters as well, just because he has one of the most interesting fights in the entire story. But it literally starts off with Mayuri Kurotsuchi in the color spread. He is the first major Bleach character to make an appearance in the final arc of the manga. So I love that, right? So, yes, the border between the world of the living and Hueco Mundo, the border between everything is going to break down if these hollows are eliminated at this rate, okay? And so this is at this point where, Captain, this can only be the work of one group. Who could it be? And then amidst the crescent moon, we have the mysterious individual. Very clearly Iburn in this trailer. In the original manga, it was just the silhouette of him. Also, it was implied it was definitely him, but here it's very clearly Iburn, who is actually in a wrong car with just Quincy abilities. So that's interesting there. We have a cut to Hueco Mundo now, and we see how that's happening there with the Quincy's just lighting fire to the sands of Huecamundo using their Ryatsu, their like holy arrows, like just lighting these fires in the middle of Huecamundo, killing and slaughtering Arrancars and Hollows, like the remnants of Aizen's army. So this is taking place a few episodes in. Also, I'm not really sure if this is the case. It might just be, you know, a rumor, but I did see a thing the other day that there's going to be 61 episodes of the final arc of Bleach, okay, for the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. I think there was originally supposed to be 50, but that got extended to around 60. Once again, I don't know if that's confirmed. It's just something that I saw, but it does make sense because 50 episodes is what about I was expecting. This final arc has 206 or 7 chapters, something like that. It starts with 480 and it ends at 686. So there you go, right there for anybody that wants to do math. So it would make sense that it's around 50, 60 episodes, though, because Kubo, there's a lot of chapters he does that are way more battle-oriented, where there's not a lot of dialogue. I remember there was one chapter where Zaraki fought against Gremmy, Sternritter V, the Visionary, and it was pretty much the whole chapter just the meteor coming down, you know what I mean? Like, it really wasn't anything else other than that, so that could probably be translated to animation in, like, less than 5 minutes, probably adapting that chapter if you wanted to adapt the whole damn thing. Probably less than that, right? So, like, 50, 60 episodes did make a lot of sense to me. So 61 episodes is what I saw. I don't know if that's confirmed or not. So we have a really cool scene with, here he is, Yuha Bach, the Jesus of all Quincy's, descending down from the heavens. And holy shit, look at that Ryatsu effect. That is incredible. Or maybe he's using the Holy Selection as wall in there. Either way, dude, the animation on that, way cleaner. It kind of looks like a cutscene in like a video game or something, but still two-dimensional. I love, like I said, the ambient lighting, but also the shading of the characters, the way shadows are utilized, which makes a lot of sense considering that the Quincy's and the Stern Raider have a very close connection to the shadows. The Silburn, which is the palace where the Quincy's live, literally is in the shadows of the Soul Society of the Seirete. So it makes only sense that that would fit here. So let's see. Now we're going to cut to Karakura here. And this is actually the introduction of Ryunosuke Yuki, who is a beginning Shinigami, like a trainee Shinigami in the 13th Division. He works directly under Zenosuke Kuromadani, who is the Afro Samurai. Not the Afro Samurai, sorry. That's something different. Afro Shinigami that, you know, is usually the guy that's in charge of patrolling Karakura Town. He shows up during the fight with Aizen. So he even gets, like, he's kind of, like, low-ranked out of all of the Shinigami. I don't think he has a seat in the 13th Division or anything. So now he's just the dude that was in charge of patrolling Karakura Town on just like most weekdays or whatever, and now he has 2 Shinigami named Shino and Yuki that are actually going to be like his underlings, okay? So I honestly really hope they do more stuff with Ryunosuke here, because the thing is, this guy does not do shit throughout the entirety of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. We get introduced to his character in the first few chapters, so we're thinking like, okay, this character's gonna do something, right? Like, he's a new Shinigami. There was even a cover page where it was like a color spread of Ichigo hanging out with Ryunosuke, and it was like, oh, okay, that's gonna be cool. Like, maybe that's gonna, like, you know, be Ichigo's student or something. I don't know. Ichigo doesn't really seem like the kind of guy that would, like, take a Shinigami to, like, train under his wing. So, I don't know if I was expecting that or if I even wanted that, but I was expecting these 2 characters, Shino and Ryunosuke, to, like, do something in the manga, in the story, and they just don't. They show up at the very beginning, and then Ichigo saves them from hollow attacks, and then they show up, I think, one more time when the Quincy's first invade, and that is it. We don't get to see them at all for the remainder of the manga. So you could just say that they just got killed off screen. I'm honestly just going to say, like, hey, and that's why when Retro Rhino, when Ryan did his version of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, when he did his first episode, he just cut these Shinigami out altogether, and nothing of value was lost. You know, like, nothing of value was lost at the end of the day. So I'm telling you what, like, if, you know, these characters are going to be implemented in the anime, that's fine. Give them something. I don't care what it is. Even if it's like they can team up with like Ikaku and Yuma Chika to help fight Bambietta at some point. Like, whatever. Just, and they don't have to do much. Just give them something. Give them a role to play if these characters are going to exist, okay? And if this is how we're going to be introduced to the final arc by these 2 Shinigami kind of having the main role. Ryunosuke and Shino were basically the main characters of that first chapter, okay? So if we're going to focus on that, let's focus on them. Let's just go ahead with this, right? Oh my god, the detail on these haulers is so cool. There's a really cool scene. So they definitely extend this because this does not happen as much in the manga, where we actually see the scenes with Ryunosuke like running around town and stuff. That's a really cool shot. That is not a shot we got in the manga. We just have a shot where he's like patrolling the town, and he's like wondering where Shino went, and then he kind of just rounds a corner, and then there's just like a massive, like, what's the plural for hollows? A gaggle? Let's just go with gaggle. A gaggle of hollows that are just like, woo! And then they're like, they have like, one of them has Shino, like one like defeated Shino, and she's all bloody and like unconscious, and Ryunosuke is just like, oh my god! You know what I mean? So this is a really cool scene to really show that they are surrounded, and we can see on the top of the building there, we can see Ichigo, Uryu, Orihime, and Chad arriving on the scene. So yeah, in the manga, it's definitely showcased that they are surrounded by a crap load of hollows, but in this shot alone, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, like 19 something hollows, and I probably missed out on a few there. So easily over 20 hollows that are surrounding this poor kid. And he's like, oh god, I'm gonna die. And then it's okay though. It's okay, because Ichigo Kurosaki's here with a revamped Getsuga Tensho with a brand new paint job. That's right. So the Getsuga Tensho in Ichigo's Shikai is now yellow. This may surprise a few people because Ichigo's Shikai Getsuga has always been light blue. I believe that it was originally supposed to be yellow, as well as the Getsuga in his Bankai originally supposed to be purple. It's just one of those things that I'm sure that Kubo, maybe they didn't reference it with Kubo before they did the first anime. They just made it whatever color they thought it was, you know, what it was gonna be. You know, it's like, oh yeah, Ichigo is blue aura, so let's give him a blue Getsuga. Why not? Oh, and then when Ichigo goes into his Bankai, give him a black Getsuga with like a red outline. You know, that's cool. And actually, wait, I think Ichigo's Bankai, I think it's like purple and black, because I remember the scene when Ichigo fired it, Byakuya did say in the Soul Society arc, like, it's a black Getsuga. So I definitely think, you know, it was supposed to be a black Getsuga. I guess they just gave it like the red trim in the original anime, and in this one it's like a purple trim, which was like intended, okay? So yeah, I believe the Getsuga was originally supposed to be yellow, so Kubo obviously had a lot more input here. I'm wondering how exactly that conversation went, if it was just like Kubo was talking to the animators or something, and he's about to leave the office, and he's like, oh, by the way, can you make the Getsuga Tensho yellow? Like, it was always supposed to be yellow, and they always made it blue, and that kind of bothered me, but it's supposed to be yellow. I always intended it to be yellow, and maybe the animators were like, oh, absolutely, Kubo-sensei, 100%. We'll make the Getsuga Tensho yellow. Okay, so I think it looks badass, man. Especially contrasting, like, how it's, like, at night, and it's dark everywhere, but it's also the lights from the town are illuminating it very well. I like that. It actually looks like Karakura is a city at night, you know, whereas before, in the original anime, it's like, okay, it's dark out, but, you know, this is actually giving the glow of, like, being in a major city at night. So that's a cool little effect there. This is a shot from the original trailer, and this is going to be from the first episode, so this has obviously been done first. Ichigo, Orihime, Chad, Uryu, all ready to fight. Chad's got his badass arms ready to go. Orihime's wearing a skirt, her battle skirt, I guess. Uryu's got this cool, like, hoodie thing he's wearing. All right. And it's like, yeah, let's get going. By the way, I love Uryu's short bow. He doesn't use it very often. He actually used it in the Fullbring arc a little bit, but I love the fact he just has, like, the physical short bow. It's not like... I love his Ginrei Kojaku. I love the spiritual arrows and bows he makes. Like, he can just summon them wherever with his Quincy cross. It's cool. I just like the fact that he carries, like, a short bow on him. I like to think that thing folds out, too. Like, he can just keep it in his back pocket at any time and just, like whip it out, and just, like, it clicks together, and he has a Quincy bow just ready to go. It's awesome. So Ichigo's here. They're ready to face the Hollow Scourge. You know, original work, general supervision by Taito Kubo. Here's Orihime with some bread. So this is after the battle. This is after Ryunosuke has been healed, or he's resting at Ichigo's house. Oh my god, this looks so good. Here's Uryu wearing a little bit more, you know, Quincy-esque clothing. And then here's Iburn arriving on Ichigo's bed. And look at that backlight. God, that's creepy. I wonder if that's actually going to be, like, if that's just for dramatic effect, or if that's going to be, like, the sunset. They're just playing with lighting a lot here. This cuts immediately to Nell. And Nell is falling down from Huecomundo. She's falling down from the sky, and that match cuts to her riding on the back of Ichigo. Here is Pesce, who's arriving as well, saying that Dondo Chaka has been captured by the Quincy army in Huecomundo, and it's terrible, and Haribel has been defeated, and Ichigo, you need to come and help us. Now we cut to a shot of Hashwolf, and now we're back in Ichigo's room. There's Ryunosuke, and there's Shino, so there's Shino in the corner there, who's Ryunosuke's, like, close friend, sort of like, you know, his big sister type. I never really... See, they weren't really in much of the manga, so I really can't tell you what their dynamic is, other than just, like, she's sort of like the big sisterly figure to Ryunosuke, I guess. So here's where they learn about the news of Huecomundo. Here is Sternritter J, Kurhei Opie, who is the jail, and he's also the hunting captain of the Quincy during their, like, invasion of Huecomundo. So he's basically in charge of, you know, stabbing all of the Arrancars and basically laying, like, are you going to join our ranks? Yeah, fine, we'll join your ranks. Ugh! That's not how it works. You have to do the proper channels to join our ranks. So pretty much he's just screwing with the Hollows and just, you know, acting superior, hence the fancy carpet and the chair. That's not the chair, though, although it is a pretty commendable chair. It's not the chair. That's not the chair we have all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. So some good shots with Kurhei. His voice, by the way, is I don't know if it's intentionally supposed to be hilarious, but I find it hilarious. Like, I did not expect Kurhei to have that voice, but I think it works for the character. Hey, that's a Quincy. What? Yeah, that's pretty much right there. That's the tagline for the entire arc. Hey, that's a Quincy over there. It's like, no shit. Holy crap. Here's Iburn charging up his giant, like, cannon of a bow. You can see it back there. So, yeah, he pulls that out. Here's Ikaku and Yumachika, and they're in I think one of the 60th districts of Rukongai, not quite like the highest one. It's like 80 goes up to the highest district, which is Zaraki. I think this was around like either the low 70s or the high 60s. Definitely a very poor, impoverished area. This is part of their investigation that souls have vanished. It was a plot thread that only gets explored very briefly at the beginning of the arc, where we basically find out that in order to balance the counterbalance of souls in the universe, Mayuri essentially had to round up a bunch of souls from Rukongai and, like, eliminate them, because otherwise the world, like, the universe, like, boundary would break down. There's Rangiku's boobs. I mean, Rangiku. So, yeah, there we go. This was a shot that got shared around a lot. It's like, Rangiku's back! Also, you can't really tell here because of the blue overlay, but they actually gave her her correct hair color, finally. So, her hair in the original was very similar to Orihime's, kind of more like reddish, you know, strawberry blonde kind of a deal. I think Rangiku was always intended to just be blonde. Hold on, pull out the tankobon here. So, as you can see here from volume 46, and I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah, you can see that, okay. Yeah, Rangiku was always intended to be just straight up blonde, and it was just one of those choices. In the original anime, they made her hair like a slightly different color, and so this time it's once again just a thing like, all right, let's go back and just correct it. Maybe she dyed her hair and she's just decided to go back to her natural blonde. I don't know, but there's Rangiku. Always nice to see her. She's gonna do some stuff in this arc, right? Yep. There's Chojiro Sasakibe! Woo! Getting stabbed in the heart. There you go. Oh my god, I didn't even notice this, but it goes right through him. Look at that on the left side. It goes straight through. He gets shish kebabbed. Holy shit, that's brutal. Yeah, this is on Disney Plus, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Oh my god. I hope to God they do some cooler shit with Chojiro Sasakibe. I hope we get the shot, because the whole thing with him is he purportedly fought against Driscoll Bershi, Sternritter O, the Overkill, and he used his Bankai against him and everything, and Driscoll stole it, and all of that was off-screened in the manga. So can we please get that fight between Chojiro Sasakibe and Driscoll, and we actually get to see Chojiro's Bankai. Oh, man, I used to know what it was. It was one of the coolest ones. Man, I gotta get back into my Bleach. I'm surprised I remember as much as I did. Because I didn't go back and do research for this or anything. I'm just, like, watching the trailer and getting right back to it. Gonryo Riku, I think, is part of it. It's like the golden terrace of the solemn spirit, or the stern spirit. So Gonri Maru is his Shikai, and it just means stern spirit. And I think his Bankai is, the literal translation is the golden gilded terrace of of the stern spirit, okay? But I can't remember exactly what it is in the Japanese. I think it's Gonryu Riku is part of it. But my god, Chojuro, I love underdog characters. I love characters that are in the, not even underdogs, I love characters that are like in the background, that are like, you get the impression they can do some cool shit, but we never get to see them do any cool shit. I like characters like that because I keep hoping they're gonna do some cool shit. So Chojuro is definitely one of those characters, and we get some flashback stuff from him in the manga, but like he just dies, and he dies like one of the first Shinigami to die in the entire, like one of the main group of the Gotei 13 to die, because it's like, okay, Kubo just went down a list, I guess, and is like, okay, well, which high-ranking Shinigami could I kill off and it not be a huge deal, but still have it be a little bit of a big deal? And so basically he picked Chojuro, and then afterwards explained to us how cool Chojuro was, but we didn't actually get a chance to see how cool he was in the story. So can we really get that? That would be epic. There's Uehara. There's Ichigo, and now, oh, look how Nell's, like, so determined. She's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go save Don Tachaka. We're on a mission here. Let's go, Itsugo. Let's knock some heads. Let's cut some people down. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's nice to see these characters again, man. This is so cool. You know, it's nuts, dude. I remember staying up playing RuneScape back in 2007 until, like, 12:30 at night, watching the Soul Society arc for the first time on Toonami. Not Toonami, it was just Adult Swim back then. Toonami had not merged with Adult Swim yet. Holy crap, man. And then just like all through high school watching it too, and then all the way up through college when it finally ended. Oh my god, this is going to be so surreal to watch this again. This is, okay, so this is an interesting shot right here. This is an interesting scene. We have Uryu looking at his Quincy cross. This is not a scene that was in the manga, because Ryuken is here. Yeah. So, this is interesting because Ryuken, despite the fact that this arc is all about the Quincy's, barely shows up in this arc. He shows up in a flashback, and then he does not show up until the very, very, very end. I mean, he shows up in, like, the last 3 chapters of Bleach or some shit. And it's not the last 3. I think it's last 5. Oh, no. Sorry. Last 5 chapters. Oh, boy. And he just shows up, and that's it. I'm not going to spoil what happens that far ahead, but, like, yeah, that's the situation, right? So can we please have more Ryuken? Ryuken is such a cool character. He's the last Quincy. He's somebody that, like, oh, okay, I had this troubled relationship with my father, Soken Ishida, and it's like, I am the last Quincy, but I do not choose to further that, and then him and his son are at odds for that. And this is not a scene I think is in the manga at all, where we have a shot here apparently with Uryu talking to his father, Uryu saying, you know everything, don't you? And then Ryuken's just there, and, he's like, this has nothing to do with you. That is not in the manga. So can we please get Ryuken doing stuff? It's an arc with the last Quincy's. There were 2 Quincy's that we knew about in the story before this arc that we knew were still alive. Uryu and Ryuken. And we only focused on one of them, barely. I would even argue there wasn't even that much Uryu in the final arc of Bleach. I mean, there was, but I feel like there should have been more of him, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Uryu's big thing is he becomes relevant, like way into chapter 540. Like, he finally becomes relevant in the arc, so like a good 60 chapters, Uryu as a Quincy finally becomes relevant in the arc all about Quincy's. So we could definitely do some stuff with him way earlier on. Oh my god, there's Mayuri just looking cool. Yamamoto ordering all the captains to battle, prepare for war immediately. Let's see here. Tremble in fear, Soul Reapers. That's all the holy fire that the Quincy's of the Stern Ritters, igniting in the Soul Society as they appear. Oh my god, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. There he is, my man, Stern Ritter D. Askin Naklevar. Oh my god, I love this character so much. It's gonna take a while to get to him, like his actual character and what he's doing, unless they include more of him early on, which I'm not gonna say no to that. But holy shit, I love Askin. Easily my favorite Stern Ritter. There's Robert Akutron, another fan favorite, because he's another character that was off to the side that got shafted. This dude is Stern Ritter letter N. And we never find out his ability. There's 2 Stern Ritter abilities we never find out. Letter K and letter N. K was BG9, so we at least know a little bit more about him. He's like a robot. It could be further explained, but whatever. Robert Akutron has a mustache. Like, that's where his character development begins and ends. He has a mustache. That's it. He fights against Shunsui. Kyoraku, in the first invasion, and it's off-screen. We get to see his Volt standing. It's Walk of God. We don't see anything more beyond that. And then later on, he just, you know what happens to him if you know what happens to him. So can we get some more stuff with Robert? He looks like a weatherman for Channel 6 News, but like, whatever. I want to see more of this guy. There's Stern Ritter E, the Explode, Bambietta Basterbine. There's going to be a lot of fan art of her. I'm just throwing that out there. A lot of Rule 34 stuff's going to be with her. There's Basby, who is one of the main Stern Ritters. We actually follow his story very closely. I hope they expand upon it a little bit more. I think you could definitely flesh out his story a lot. You could flesh out the stories of a lot of the Stern Ritters more, honestly. But Basby's definitely a focus. That is Hashwolf? Yeah, I think that's Hashwolf. Yeah, so that's Stern Ritter B, the Balance. That's Jugram Hashwolf, who is like the right-hand man of Yuha. And then here we go with Ichigo once again with the yellow aura around him. And, of course, we have to have him do... Is this where he goes the Bankai? We got some other scenes here. Oh, we get Scar by Tatsuya Kitani. Okay, yes. I've listened to the trailer, and all the music was good. I haven't heard of these, this band or this... artist beforehand, though. But all the music sounds amazing. It definitely fits Bleach. Let's see here. This is another one of the orders. There's Ukitake. Pay attention to him. He's going to have a major role in this arc. There's Zaraki just heading on, like, full steam ahead, just aiming for the enemy leader's head, like, out of the way. Just like, okay, let's just get this done. I kill you and the war's over. Very Zaraki thing to do. Oh, my God, dude. Look at that. Asnote versus Byakuya. This is after the attack, it looks like. This is after, like, Asnote. Well, I guess he does a real... I mean, he messes Byakuya up. Like, he really does. Like, he attacks him. Like, Byakuya looks like he has a hole blasted through his chest in this shot. Dude, after Byakuya goes down, Asnote just lays into him. He just, like, pours Senbou Zakura over him again and again and again. Just crushes him with his own Bankai. It is brutal. That is the ability of the Stern Ritter right there that activates in attempting to steal the Bankai. So this trailer is very upfront with the whole concept of stealing a Bankai that the Quincy's have inexplicably. How does this work? So that will be explored. Those are the claws of Stern Ritter I, the Iron Kang-Do. I don't think we actually get to see Kang-Do fully, no. We just see his hood like covering his face. But yeah, his claws even look more detailed here. I don't remember Kang-Do's claws looking that detailed in the manga. Maybe we never got to see them all the way. Maybe we just got to see like his Wolverine claws, like, right where they come out of his hands. Now we see them going all the way up his arm. Dude, that looks awesome. So he fights against Toshiro very clearly at the beginning here. There's Renji. That is, oh boy, I know this guy's name. Hold on. Third seat of the first division. Genshiro Okikiba. Third seat of the first division. Yes, I had to look that up. I apologize. I need to really hit the books, guys. I need to hit the books and brush up on my Bleach knowledge big time, okay? If I can't remember the third seat of the first division that barely shows up in just a few scenes in the final arc and the final arc alone, then who is going to remember that? You know what I mean? So yeah. Definitely gotta get back on that. There's Rukia! Oh my God, she's adorable. Okay, she's like, oh, everything I know and cherish is about to be destroyed and bathed in blue fire, and we all might all die here tonight, but like, my God, I love her hair. Okay, so anyway, there's Yamamoto. There is Uryu doing the Hyarenkyaku, which is the flying screen step, which is like the high-speed movement of the Quincy's. Kind of looks like he's ice skating a little bit, but whatever, I'll take it. There's Orihime. There's Chad throwing a punch. There's Ichigo when he arrives to save everybody at the Soul Society. This is right after the fight with Byakuya. When Ichigo arrives and Byakuya is like, Ichigo Kurosaki, Ichigo, you must protect them all, so he shows up, gets a Gaten show. Here is the Bankai scene, which we already saw in the previous trailer, and that is it. Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War, October 10th, 2022. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Let us do this. This is happening. Oh my god, I can't believe this. All right. So yeah, that's the trailer breakdown, I guess, whatever this was. If my XSplit will go back to my regular camera. There I am. Okay, so yeah, that's that. I don't know if we're going to get another trailer. If we do, yeah, like I said, it's probably going to be right before the anime happens, like maybe a week before or something, but this might be it. It's just like, okay, we got 1 month. I'm going to honestly try to do the podcast in the format with, because I was going to do it in like live stream format and everything, but that might not be able to work out. So what I'm thinking about doing is doing a very similar kind of structure like what I just did, where I watch the episode of the anime, take some notes, and then like set up some time codes and basically just do what I just did now. I basically just skip around through the episodes with the time codes and just talk about various scenes in each episode that I enjoy. And then at the end of each episode in the comment section, you guys can comment scenes that you really enjoyed, and you know we'll see if we can make that work there with Bondcast, the Bleach podcast. But yeah, wanted to make a video about the trailer. It's seriously hype. Thanks for watching, everybody. This will be Tekking signing out. Shoulda gone Bonkai. Yeah, you got to start dusting off the old catchphrases now. Shoulda gone Bonkai.